Hello again, everybody. We are back. It's Randy, Kindred and Joe Deacon here. We're going to talk high school football again, and we're at the semifinals now. And Deer Creek-Mackinaw Chiefs are still fighting strong. They looked really good last week, and now they've got a pretty favorable matchup. It might be, it seems.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like they've got them outmanned in terms of numbers coming into this game. So I think DMAC's got, over 40 juniors and seniors, whereas Annawan-Wethersfield just has 26 total in their program. So they might be able to wear them down, but who knows?
Yeah, a couple things to watch. So they are going on the road again, so you never know what's going to happen there. But one thing, DMAC definitely had a shot in the arm of confidence last week, I think, with an impressive 14-12 win at Newman.
Yeah, you covered that game, and it sounded like their defense really stepped up, and if they can play defense like that, you got to like their chances because they got a lot of weapons on offense to score points.
Yeah, as they showed the week before with 91 points. I mean, when you've got a team who can win both those styles of games, that's something that's really a feather in your cap.
Yeah.
But they've shown it all year that they're a tested team. I mean, just the one loss to Tri-Valley in the regular season, and then what more can we say about Jared Reese?
Yeah, he's been just been a workhorse for him in the last 2 years, really, and averaging 10 yards a carry. I mean, at this point in the season, to be still averaging 10 yards a carry, and he runs inside too. I mean, he's not a guy that can just outruns you on the edge. He's getting his yards inside. So 10 yards a pop, that says a lot about the offensive line, and says a lot about him. Over 1,700 yards 2 years in a row. That's pretty impressive stuff. Yeah,
you mentioned the offensive line. I mean, last week's game, you didn't get off to a huge. I mean, they were running the ball effectively, but not. But it seemed like as the game wore on, they were starting to wear him down defensively down the line, and that allowed Jared to break some big runs. But actually, both their touchdowns last week came from passes by Derek Baker, though. So.
Yeah, and that's an element that they've added this year that I think is pretty important, especially playoff time. Is if teams do really gang up on the run, the ability to throw the ball. Even if you just, you don't have to throw it 30 times, even if you just throw it 5 to 10, but you complete some key passes, that it keeps them off balance and keeps them honest. So, and that's something they've been able to do.
And the other thing that keeps the other team honest, too, is their wingback attack with Jacob Carnicle and Preston Lester off the side. I mean, the key drive of last week's game was the final half, end of the second quarter. They went 96 yards on about 15 plays to get the first touchdown of the game, and it was pretty impressive the way they just wore down Newman in that drive.
Yeah, and if they can wear Newman down, I think they've got a really good chance to be able to wear Wethersfield down, because Newman probably had more bodies they could throw at him, and they still wore him down.
And Newman did come back on the fourth quarter and make that game close, but so they know they've got to watch themselves. And Annawan's quarterback, this Bryce Bumfrey, it looks like he's going to be a weapon that they're going to have to contain.
Yeah, it sounds like he's a really good, from the coach, it sounds like he's a really good runner in addition to, and he's got some impressive passing numbers, but it sounds like maybe the big thing will be to keep him from running, getting loose and making something out of nothing at times and that kind of thing. So if they can kind of contain his running ability, then they might be able to zero in on stopping the pass.
You mentioned his pass. When they played GCMS just a couple weeks ago in the second round, Bumfrey threw 3 first-half touchdown passes, and then they held on for a 21-14 win.
Yeah, and I think that would, GCMS played them pretty tough, and there was kind of one of those that Annawan jumped on them early, and then GCMS kind of found their footing, it sounded like, and so that probably, DMAC probably looks at that, and they know how good a team GCMS is, and they probably feel like they've got a good chance to win this game.
And I'm sure Joe Lindboom has given his boys a bunch of confidence in that talks, as he always does. And then one more win, and then it's on to Champaign for whichever team can survive. So.
Yeah, I think, we were all throughout the season, especially when the playoff pairings came out, we were thinking, well, maybe this would be Tri-Valley and DMAC on a collision course for Champaign, which would have been really fun had that happened. But yeah, DMAC is, so far, they've held up their end of the bargain. They're, like you said, if you can win a game scoring 91 points and then win another game holding a perennial state power to 12, then you've got a pretty good handle on things on both sides of the ball.
Well, yeah, we will be at the game tomorrow, and we'll have all our coverage on Panagraph.com and in Sunday's paper, and then hopefully we'll see you again back here next week. Thanks a lot.